Today's special Shooting Star Press podcast is brought to you by Amazon Prime. When you sign up for an account on Amazon Prime, it includes free 2-day shipping on eligible purchases, unlimited streaming of movies and TV shows with Prime Video, and the ability to borrow books from Kindle owners' lending library for $99 a year or just $10.99 a month. Amazon Prime also offers a Prime Video membership for just $8.99 a month that only includes Prime Video as a benefit. Check out Amazon Prime by clicking the link in the description below and enjoy the show. Hello. Welcome everybody to a special edition of the Shooting Star Press. My name's Ryan Cloud and I'm one half of the Shooting Star Press. And today I'm bringing you a little special interview that just happened to fall into my lap. Now let me explain a little bit. In my day job, I am a sports editor for my local newspaper, the Millsboro Daily News. Well, my publisher called me and asked, "Hey, do you want to interview this person?" And I was like, absolutely, because I was a fan of his growing up and I knew that I would be able to share that information on this podcast, just so happens. And that person is none other than our very own DDP Diamond Dallas Page. Now, it has just recently been announced that DDP was going to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. Now, this interview was done over the phone, and as I said before, it was an interview for an article they were wanting me to write. So it was done basically on the fly, no pun intended, but DDP was trying to catch a flight, so the interview didn't last all that long. It lasted about 30 minutes, and as I said before, this is an interview that was being done for my day job. So the way that I act on this tape is probably going to be a little bit different than what I do when me and Lee come on the air and do what we do every week. So just keep that in mind when I sound a little bit like a goober. But this first half of this interview, I talked to DDP about what it was like to get the phone call saying that he was going to be inducted to the Hall of Fame. And he also goes into some of his early career as a WCW superstar and what it was like beginning to train at such an old age compared to the typical wrestler. So I hope you enjoy. Here's the first segment of the Shooting Star Press DDP edition. I guess to start things off, how does it feel to get inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame? I mean, you're one of the few WCW bred wrestlers that have been chosen for that honor. Can you just kind of talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's pretty cool, when you think about, the Four Horsemen, they went in, but they were in WWE and, WCW. Of course, Nate being the front runner, Sting, and then me, and I'm really glad to see Ricky and Robert get in too, and Kenny had a good career up there. But he started down with us, and Kenny was a trailblazer. I mean, he was a trailblazer. So I couldn't be any, happier than to be with this group of guys, and it's an honor, man. When I found out, I couldn't even talk. I was talking to Triple H, and he just went to it in the middle of the conversation while I was filming my DVD tribute, Diamond Dallas Page Positively Living. While I was filming it is when he told me in October, and I never saw it coming. Normally nobody finds out about any of this stuff till January or February. So for him to have told me, and what he did was he was just talking shooting the breeze with me, because I've known Paul since I broke in, and at some point he stopped doing just casual conversation to talking about my career and how when he was 22 in the WCW, and he looked at me, this guy who's 35 and a half years old, going to try and do this. Like, what's he thinking? Like, how does he even think he can do it? And he started talking about how I just kicked down all the doors, and it was undeniable that I was going to learn how to wrestle and be damn good at it. And the work ethic that we both share. And I'm thinking, oh my God, is this that call? And then he hit me with it, man. It's just like, you can get my voice out, it just chokes me up. Because it's super special. I mean, if you look at my career, no one did it like I did it, and never will. Because the stars won't all be alive. For that guy with insane work ethic. And, just someone who wouldn't be denied. At the end of when he told me, and I just, thanked him. And they got the cameras off because we're filming. And they say, so what'd you think? This guy, Mike, the producer. I said, what I think? I wish you were filming him the whole time. He said some awesome stuff. And he said, oh yeah, we were filming him too. So they've been wanting to get that moment. And they got it.
Right. And just like you were saying, you did it a different way. I mean, you got started in this business a little later than the average wrestler. Can you just kind of talk a little bit about what it was like when you were first starting out, training at such an older age?
Well, when I told Michael P.S. Hayes, who's one of my best buddies, he literally fell down on the ground laughing. Everyone said I was insane. Like, dude, you are going to beat your body up. You're never going to grasp what you need, and if you do, you're going to be too old by that time. But, no one knew my work ethic. No one really understood my tenacity. Not to take no for an answer. One of the greatest quotes ever is, if you say you can, or you say you can't, you're right. Do you know who said that?
No, I can't think of it.
Henry Ford. And then I always say, well, what the hell did he ever do? To me, life is a state of mind. And you can pull yourself into the emotional gravity that is depression and, disbelief. And it's so easy for us to say, well, I can't do that. I'll never do that. It's challenging to say, I'm going to do that. And then have people laugh at you. And, the way I saw it is every person that said I couldn't do it, I was not going to prove them wrong. I was going to prove me right. And that became a thing for me. And it became my motivation.
Okay. And with that motivation, I mean, you grew into one of the biggest stars in WCW. I mean, you were the face of the company there for a while. With the U.S. title, I remember you teaming up with Karl Malone, with the Jay Lenos. Can you just kind of talk a little bit about how that aspect of the business, how you felt about that aspect of the business, just teaming up with these different celebrities?
Well, for me, Eric Bischoff put me with those guys because he knew I put the work in, so they could have a watchable match because they're celebrities.
Right.
They're not, sports entertainers. They don't understand like we would have actors come and do stuff with us, and then we hand them like 2 paragraphs of stuff or 3 paragraphs of stuff they're going to be expected to say. And we're like, well, wait, I can't learn this now. If you did this to me yesterday, it's like, what are you talking about? Learn it. We're going to do it live. Oh, by the way, there's no cut. There's no take 2. There's 1 take. It's live. And they get an immediate, super respect for what we do. And anybody who hits the mat, they understand, wow, this fake stuff hurts like hell. It's like a rude awakening. Because everybody thinks, oh, well, they're hardly even touching each other. Not true. Now, we try not to hurt each other, absolutely. But it ain't checkers, especially when that red light's on, which means there's a TV on. If you lose me in this elevator, I will call you right back. Most likely you will. But when that red light's on, the cameras are on, and it's go time, man. Sometimes I'm going to knock you out, or I'm going to get knocked out. But it happens. Again, it's not checkers. And that's what those celebrities learn pretty quickly, but we're trying to protect them as much as possible.
Right. Right. And of course, you're a three-time WCW champion. Can you just talk a little bit about how it felt to win that first world title?
Now, in my acceptance speech, I'm going to talk about how that actually happened.
Okay.
And what happened at that moment. But more than anything, it just proved that work ethic equals dreams. That's what I have as an inscription on the inside of my ring. Work ethic equals dreams. Exclamation point, DDP.
Okay. All right. And just one more quick question about your time in WCW before I move on to the WWE. Can you just kind of talk a little bit about what it, in your opinion, was, I guess, your favorite feud in the WCW to take part in?
Hands down, Randy Savage. We were the feud of the year in 1997.
Right.
We lit it up. We main evented all across the country almost the whole year. And when you hear the story that I tell about Randy, when I've been getting my acceptance speech, because it's my favorite Savage story of all. And he was a unique individual. And we both, when he passed, the WWE. Now, just think about Randy Savage. How many feuds did Randy Savage have? 1,000?
Countless.
He feuded with everyone. And the WWE put the top 5 feuds. Now, 2 of them with Hogan, the Mega Powers, and together, and then the feud that they had against each other. The other one was Jake, and that was just unbelievable. I can't remember who the other one was, but the 5th one was me and him. And for me to get, seen in that spot, we did something really special. And we suspended when wrestling really works, disbelief or the suspension of what's real and what's not comes in. And you're like, oh man. People used to tell me all the time, oh man, I know it's all wrestling, but man, you and Savage, I know you hated him. When someone said that to me over that period, I'd be like, you're damn right I did. But the reality was, Randy was making me the superstar that I became. And the thing with him, shit got real fast when we got out there.
Alrighty. And while we're still on the topic of the WCW, how was it? Of course, at Halloween Havoc 1998, you fought Bill Goldberg for the WCW title. How was it stepping inside the ring with him? I know at the time he was still relatively raw when it comes to his in-ring experience. How was it being in a match with him for? I believe that might have been his longest match during that time.
Well, being able to bring out the best in Bill, which I did, was awesome because I love Bill Goldberg. Awesome guy, a good friend, and my buddy. Long before he was in wrestling. So, I'm the first person that said, dude, you need to do this. And I'm the guy. And then 6 years later, he left when he got cut in the NFL. We're facing each other 3 years later in the main events. What's really cool was over that period, you have to remember, my first WrestleMania, I drove a car in WrestleMania 6. In WrestleMania 18, I wrestled. But in 1998, in between that, Warrior came into, WCW. And he actually asked me and Goldberg to come to his dressing room. And when we got there, he was so warm to us and super friendly and said, what you two guys have been doing for the last 2 years is the reason why I'm here. You made me want to do this again. And then we would co-main event the pay-per-view. And when I drove that car in WrestleMania, Hogan and Warrior were the main event.
Wow.
So now, 8 years later, I'm the main event with that out of the pink Cadillac. Then I do WrestleMania 18. And then they brought me back for last year for WrestleMania 32 for the Battle Royal. The only two guys that got entrances were me and Shaquille. So, pretty cool. An amazing run. Billy, there's only one person who can come back and do what he's doing, get the reaction he's doing right now. It's Bill Goldberg. And he has popped the excitement of fans and brought fans back to the WWE who might have left.
Right.
And I'm really interested. I wish him the best this Sunday at Fastlane. He's 49, so wish he was doing my program. He'd be doing a lot better. I know he wouldn't be hurting as bad as he's about to.
All right, and
now we're going to transition over to just how it was like in the WWE. He talks on this rather briefly, but it still, gives you a little bit of insight of, what was going on. And he starts to talk about how this reemergence of DDP has happened over the years, whether it be his entrance into the Royal Rumble or taking part in a match at WrestleMania. So, hope you enjoy the second segment of the Shooting Star Press DDP edition.
All right. Can you just talk a little bit about your stay in the WWE after WCW got bought out? I know it was relatively brief due to some injuries, and can you just kind of talk a little bit about your time in the WWE?
It wasn't the run I wanted, obviously, but I consider my run in the WWE more than anything what I've been doing the last 5 years. Since I came back and hosted the very best of Nitro, and hosted the very best of Nitro, and then got to come and do all the different. WWE started bringing me back, for like legends. Bringing me back when they were bringing back legends like Piper and Snuka and DiBiase and Flair, and I was one of those guys. And I was like, wow, this is pretty cool, And I'm looking around, and all I'm seeing is Hall of Famers on both sides of me, And then they bring me back again, and then they bring me back again, and then they introduce Jake at the end of one of the Raws while we're filming the resurrection of Jake the Snake. Have you seen that yet?
I have not, but I plan on watching it.
Are you serious? Dude, are you serious? It's the greatest documentary you'll ever see. If every wrestling fan, it should be absolute, must-see watching, and you should have to watch it with one of your friends, because you've got friends out there that hate that you love wrestling.
Yeah.
And they hate the fact. Make that person watch it with you. Because they're going to be blown the fuck away.
I will definitely have to do that. I've been planning on watching it for a while.
So let me finish. So then they bring in and let me induct Jake. And it wasn't like Jake got to choose me. He gives them a short list, and then they pick. So they picked me to induct Jake. Then they brought me back for the Rumble at 69, and then they brought me back for WrestleMania 32 for the Andre the Giant Battle Royal in front of 101,000 people. So if you could have said, here's your choices. You get this awesome 2-year push because you're 46 years old. You're not going to be able to go much longer than that kind of schedule that they do. You're going to get this awesome push at 46. Or you're going to get this unbelievable push at 55. So, given the choice of getting that run early or getting it at the end where they put you in WrestleMania and then do a 3 DVD set on you at the height of, right now, I've got, I've never been this busy, ever. Even when I was wrestling in 97 and 98 and 99, I'm so insanely busy and on demand. And my price is going through the ceiling because I'm on that kind of demand right now. And it's not because of the Hall of Fame. That's just one more thing. It's not because of the DVD and all that, because that's just one more thing. It's because of all the things I'm doing at 60 years young. And it blows people's minds, their lives, that I'm being a part of changing. And not just changing in a lot of aspects, but saving. So it's really an amazing, crazy, amazing time. And I'm very grateful to be in the middle of it all. And that's the run that I'm getting with the WWE right now. And they let me wear my DDP Yoga shit everywhere. Brock gets to do that. Rock gets to do that. And I don't know anybody else. And I never asked anybody. It's part of my gimmick. So they let me do it. And trust me, they wept. So they can say, get that shirt off now. And it's off. So I am very grateful to be in this position. It's at the height of my company. My company, DDP Yoga, is going really through the roof.
In its last segment, we talk about life after the WWE, which includes a little segment about how he helped Jake the Snake Roberts fight his addiction and his drug issues. And we also come back and talk a little bit about DDP Yoga and some other random topics. Before I go into that segment, I just have to say, if you are in the Lexington, Kentucky area and you have nothing to do next weekend being the weekend of March the 12th, come by the Kentucky Comic Con event. You can meet a few wrestling legends such as Diamond Dallas Page, Jake the Snake Roberts, and Ric Flair will also be there. If you have the time, swing by there. It's in Lexington. You can learn more about the event if you Google Lexington, Kentucky Comic Con. It has all the information right there, so check it out. And while I'm also here, we still got to pay the bills. We still got to do a little something to get through the day so we can keep this free for all of our listeners. So with that in mind, I don't know if you like to read. I personally do not. So how do I complete a good book instead of just throwing it to the side and hoping that I may read it one day? I get through it with Audible. Audible has a great collection of audiobooks that you can listen to on the fly. All you have to do is download the free Audible app. For just $14.95 a month, you'll get 1 monthly credit good for any audiobook. You can buy additional audiobooks for 30% off the retail price and access daily sales with audiobooks as low as $2.99 each, and get a complimentary subscription to the Wall Street Journal and New York Times. Whether you're at home, at work, or just too busy to sit down and grab your favorite book, you can listen to these books on the fly by downloading the free Audible app for your phone or tablet. If you want to listen to it on your computer, that's perfectly fine. You can stream it right from your library at audible.com. Want to check it out? Go to the description below, click the link, and you'll be ready to go. Now we're entering the final segment of the Shooting Star Press DDP edition. Hope you enjoy.
I want you to add something in here. Go look up the top 10. Have you ever heard of those lists, the top 10s?
Yeah.
Get the one that says best home workouts and put that in this article so people can see, don't listen to what I say about DDP Yoga. Read what people write. And for the best home workouts, number 3 is Insanity. They've got 47 comments. So Insanity has 70 comments. DDP Yoga, that's number 1 best workout by the people, has over 930 comments. And it's not great workout. So the bottom line is, you can't make people do that. You can't make people, write shit like that. Because it's paragraphs.
But while we're on the topic of DDP Yoga, and this will be my last question because I know you're on a flight. Can you just talk a little bit about Jake Roberts? I know that you helped him a lot during some pretty rough times for him. And I know DDP Yoga was part of that, just helping him get his life straightened out. Can you just kind of talk a little bit about that?
Jake, I always say without Dusty Rhodes, there is no Diamond Dallas Page. But without Jake the Snake Roberts, there's no 3-time world champion. There's no Hall of Famer. So I just wanted to help Jake because he helped me. And we both are respectful and caring about the other. And we have been since the day we met. And that I could help turn his life around and be a part of what things he's doing right now is awesome. And, one of the quotes that I've lived by my whole life, and this is the best example I can give you. I believe I can get whatever I want as long as I help people get what they want. And that's why I've been successful.